Good afternoon to everybody. I am back again. I am live. I think, I don't know, I had some issues before. I don't know what I did, but it's like I was broadcasting from the wrong place. So I decided to restart the live chat. So I am here now. I am back here again. Good afternoon to everyone. It's Akimbo. It's Thursday. And I'm super excited to be here, everybody. I hope that you're there too to join me. I can see people now. I don't know, it's like I started a broadcast from another page. I don't know what happened. I guess I started the broadcast from another page because I went talking like 3 minutes. I was not seeing anybody, and it looks like I sure started the live chat from another place, from another page. And so, but I can see people joining me already, so now I'm on the right page. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for joining me already. And my name is Irine Bara, the only baby I have. That's so sweet, right? That's super sweet to hear. That's super sweet. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for joining me. And hello to you, Mr. Akimbo. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm super happy to be here this afternoon. And super happy to be here with everyone. Today's topic is a very hot topic. And trust me, I know that this topic has been going on with stories from here and there. But today on Akimbo, we have our own story. So our reference story is our own story. It's not hearsay. It's something that is here. It's something that is real. It's something that is life. And this story is something that our sister is going to be surely. I hope that she finds time to join us to watch the show. And because I was hearing this DNA thing all over the place, like DNA, and I started asking questions. And thank God that God took me to a place where I can get first hand. I wanted something deep. So that when we are talking, we should have a deep line, you know. We should not just talk in the air like that. We should have a deep storyline. We should have a clear line on what we are talking about. And thank God that we have our own story today. So we are going to use that story as a reference so that our discussion can have a grooming. Our discussion can go in line. You know, we're not just discussing the air like that. So please, if you're just joining me, my name is Irine Bara. And as you're joining me, please help me hit your share button already, wherever you are watching me from. And if you don't know me yet, maybe it's your first time, my name is Irine Bara. I'm broadcasting live and direct from Cameroon. And today we are talking about DNA. Am I really the father? One of the worst questions that men will want to ask themselves. I know that there's no man who would like to ask himself that question. But trust me, like it or not, that question will surely come up. Am I really the father of this child? And so that question comes up oftentimes, but men do not want to ask themselves that question. But let's dare to ask ourselves this question today. Am I really the father? Who is the father of my child? Who is the father of your child? Can we ask women this question? All right, let me take some greetings, our usual tradition. Hello to you, Christy Capo. Thank you so much, Christy Capo, for joining me. I forgot to drop a number so that people can call. Hello to you, my brother and Mr. Ebode. Thank you so much for joining Mr. Ebute. Thank you so much. Tipa Pascaline. Thank you so much, Tipa Pascaline, for joining me. Thank you. Thank you to Jobara, my darling good sister Jobara. Thank you, Jobara, for joining me. And Mr. Ebute says you really have a gift of counseling. I pray God open your spiritual eyes. I pray on that every day. You know that if you don't have the deep spiritual insight, counseling will not be really smooth. So to attain some level, I am aware that I deeply need the spiritual part of it. So I am begging God every day for it. You're right, and I know that, you know, God is a good businessman. You need to work hard. You need to prove to him that you need this thing, so you don't abuse it when you get it. So we are hoping that God will continue to improve us and increase us. He gives us pay your responsibility, small. God give you a small. All right. Hello to you, Schneider. Greetings to you, and hello to you, Gladys Njengua. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you're Mary, Happy New Year, my darling sister. God bless you. And Shedrach Meshach Abednego says, DNA, okay. Who no, go no. Today. Please, as you're joining me, help me hit your share button already. Hello to you, if you're Mary. Hello to you, Ebenye Bakestela. Happy New Year, darling. Says, hey, Nadia Bore, you catch us today live and direct on the show. So you're not going to be watching the rebroadcast, so you're watching us live. And I'm trying to share to some few groups. So please, as you're joining me, help me hit your share button too already, so that many more people will join us. Today is DNA. Our lines will be opened, all right? Our lines will be open so that people can call us. Happy New Year to you, my darling kid bro. Happy New Year to you, Mark. How are you, Mark? God bless you. Pamela Tambi, God bless you. Good afternoon to you. Happy New Year to everyone joining me. Hello, Stu Seraphine. And please, as you're joining me, just help me to hit your share button already, so that many more people can join us on the show tonight, so that we have a more interesting topic and a more interesting discussion. So help me hit your share button, dear people. God bless you as you share. Hello to you, Charlotte Bronte. That's my sweet sister joining me. Thank you so much, darling sister, for joining me. And God bless you all for joining me. And like I said in my introduction, today is DNA. Am I? The worst question men will want to ask themselves, am I really the father? And the crazy moment when a woman is trapped between facing her reality and facing the truth. There's a reality and there's a truth about it. So facing it, owning up to her story. That's what we are talking about today. DNA. Am I really the father? Who is the father of your child, lady? Who is the father of your child? All right, hello to you, Henriette Epusachio. Thank you so much, Pretty Daily, for joining me. Thank you so much. This topic, don't worry, because we have a case study, which is our own story, not a borrowed story. This one is a real life story. This is an honest story. And I want us to start from this story, all right? I want us to start from this story, then we can go into the topic and tear up the topic and talk about it. And let's face our reality and see what it is with this DNA thing. I didn't know what was going on, but I noticed it, but I got interested. And I discovered that it's something that is very, very deep. So please help me share and invite other people to join us. Hello to you, my darling sister Eponis. Thank you, darling, for joining me, and thank you, La Patron, for joining me. Please, let's be attentive. I'll give us details, just sharp of the storyline. All right. Now, our DNA story today, because it's a sample story, it's going to represent many other cases, because it is proven that in some countries, research in recent times has proven that some countries we have 30%. 30% of the men who have fathered children are not biologically the fathers of those children. In some countries, 40% are not biologically the fathers of those children. In some countries, 20%, so it is fluctuating. But the numbers are increasing by the day. Take note, the numbers are increasing by the day, so it's crazy. It's a crazy situation. It's a situation that is alarming. It is alarming, and I think that it is worth talking about. Let's face our reality. You know, one of the things I talk about is face your reality. So DNA is something that has come, and it is ringing a bell. You know, on Akimbo we ring bells, right? I'm going to get a bell, because on Akimbo we ring bells. We don't judge anyone, we just ring a bell. You know, when they ring a bell, it's like a bell in the church, right? When they ring a bell, they're not forcing you to come to church, it's just to remind you, so you know that you had that bell ring, but you made a choice to go or to not go. So it's a choice. And happy Thursday to everyone. Happy Thursday to everyone. All right. And okay, I think I count on you to share right now. Let me take some people who greeted me, but I did not notice them. Yeah, I'm not seeing greetings. I'm seeing greetings here. Hello to you, my brother Walters Laye Berio Miata Wichoseleo Berry Mechani. Thank you so much, my brother Walters. Thank you, Solange. Thank you, Wanfai Kibu. Thank you, Solange Kakone. Thank you so much, Patrick. Patrick says, hello, DNA will be obligatory for married women. For married women. All right. Hello to you, Glam Mother Shushu. You always come with this positive strength and this positive energy, and I love it. You see, I'm trying to copy colors, right? I want to be that colorful like you. So I'm trying to do colors so you see that you're influencing me positively. Trust me, you do. All right. Now, this is our story. Hello to you, Justin, Tapsi Berio, Berisi. All right, our sister slept with two men. Please, can I have your ears? I'm relating the story. It's a case study. All right, let's take it as our case study for the day. Then we can enter into the topic. Our sister slept with 2 men. Now, our sister decided, it was her decision to have a child. Nobody forced her to have a child. She wanted to have a child. She had come to a point where she wanted to have a child. It's not like it was an error, it was a mistake. No, it did not happen by mistake. Hello to you, Mufo Chris. Hello to you, my darling sister Evelyn Chong. Happy New Year to you. And our sister came to a place where she looked at her age, she looked at the level of her education, and she told herself, it was high time I get a baby. I need a baby for myself. All right. She said, I wanted a baby. Thank you so much, Evangel. She said, I wanted a baby. So now, but she had a man she wanted to have a baby with. I'm not trying to seek excuses for our sister, but she had a man she wanted to have a baby with. She had a man in her head. So please listen, because I am somebody that I'm very tactical. If you follow me, you know that I might say some things, but I'm deep. When I say my words, they are deep. Now, I want us to understand many things from this story. You're going to get it, especially the men. Men, please listen. Because you're going to get it deeper why women are doing some things they are doing that you don't get it. Especially with the issue of paternity. Now, she wanted to have a child. She was not seeking marriage. She was not seeking to divide anybody. So she just wanted a child of her own. But in her head, she knew the man she wanted a child with. Hello to you, Maxine J. God bless you. She knew the man she wanted to have a child with. Then, coincidentally, she found herself in a gathering on a certain Thursday. On a certain Thursday of a certain year, 6 years ago. She found herself in a gathering with some people. And she was taken away by that gathering. I mean, the grooving, the moment. You know women now, sweet talk and all that. She was taken away by all of that. And then she ended up that evening sleeping with this man. She ended up that evening sleeping with this man, knowing fully well that it was a probability that she could get pregnant. Because she was actually at the moment looking for a child at that time, coincidentally. I don't know whether it's accidental or coincidental or intentional. But she wanted a child at that time. So she fell into the hands of this man. That was a random man, a random connaissance. Let me use that French word. A random guy that she knows, but was not into this guy. And so, men, listen to me very well. You're going to pick something. I thank God for this story, for revealing this story to me. You're going to pick something. It was a moment when she wanted a child. But this was not the man. But she found herself with this man, and she ended up sleeping with this man without protection 6 years ago. It's a true life story. Now, she came back home that evening, and it's like she woke up from a sleep. I slept with a guy, and maybe this is I could get pregnant. It is, you know, the woman's fertility period. You know, you could say that, no, it begins today. It begins tomorrow. It might just happen today. You know, so you wouldn't know exactly. And sometimes nature might just do things otherwise. So she took a pill that night. All right. She took a pill. Hello to you, Gerard. Hello to you, Sonnet. She took a pill that night on grounds that, okay, she's taking a pill so that if she got pregnant for this guy, nothing will happen. Okay. Because she doesn't, it's not like she was not willing to have, she wanted a child, but not this man. Not this one. She doesn't, not this one. Then, that was a Thursday. Friday passed. Saturday, she met the main man. And the main man she met at that time, that is a man she wants to have a child with. And she was sure that this is my fertile period. I want somebody to listen, please. Let's follow the lines. Because it's going to answer so many questions at the same time. Now, she met that D man on Saturday. Let's call the first man Felix. She met Felix on Thursday. Felix was a random guy. That is not her choice man for the father of a child. How do they call people? The father of a child is what? How do they call him? Now give me the name, I beg. I don't forget they call that name them. Baby daddy, now baby waiting. That Felix was not her choice man to be a father of a child. But on Thursday, she met now the man that is her choice man. That she wants to be the father of a child. That she wants to be her father, what is called, they call it what, baby daddy. Baby daddy, thank you. She wants to be her baby daddy. Let's call her baby daddy Abon. Let's call her baby daddy Abon. She met Mr. Abon on Saturday, and it's Mr. Abon she wants as her baby daddy. And she's fertile. She knows she's fertile. So she went for it. No protection. Again. We are not here to judge this lady. Let's look at the paternity issue. What we are talking about today is the children we bring to the world. Let's not go to the other one. Let's just focus. Now, she has met Mr. Abon on... She slept with Felix. She slept with Mr. Felix on Thursday. She was not sure if she could be fertile. At that time, she was doubting, but she took a pill. She took some pills. She went to the pharmacy, a good pharmacy for that matter. She got some pills, the right pills, and she swallowed the pills, certain that if there was going to be anything pregnancy was going to put, because a responsible lady, this is a lady that has schooled. She's been to school. She knows what she wants at this moment. So she was not doing anything stupid. It was not a child. She's a full-grown woman. And so, now, Mr. Abon that she met on Saturday, she knew that she was fertile. Okay, this is fine. So she went for it. And then she got pregnant. 2 weeks later, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. Now she's pregnant. Who is the father? Now she's, okay. There's no, to her, she doesn't call the first man. She doesn't call Mr. Felix. Now she just goes to Mr. Felix randomly like, I'm pregnant, you know, because Mr. Felix was on her back and she was not really interested. So she goes to Mr. Felix like, I'm pregnant, you know, like, I want just to push the man off, you know, him off. So Mr. Felix went off. 6 months. She never heard from Mr. Felix. But she called Mr. Abon her real demon that she loves, and she wants to be the father of her child. And tells the man, I am pregnant. The man is like, okay, wow, that's fine. If you're pregnant, you want to keep the child? Say, yes, I want to keep my child. Say, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think I go for it. If that's what you want, I respect your choice. You are the woman. If you want to keep my child, I'm happy to be the father of your child. Let's do this. And so she and Mr. Abon, who is her choice baby daddy, they get taken care of her pregnancy and everything else until birth, until the child is born and the child is here. The child is growing. Mr. Abon is a good father to this child. Mr. Abon makes sure that the child is well taken care of. The child has food to eat. The child has hospital bills paid. In fact, he does his role as a father. He's there for him as a father. They are not married. She's not interested in the marriage. She doesn't want to marry him. She just wants a child. And the child is 6 years. And the man has been doing his role entirely without any issues. Now, Mr. Felix only called sometime 6 months later when she was 6 months pregnant. Hi, he was like, okay, I'm pregnant. I told you I was pregnant. And blah, 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 it just ended there. No, they don't have like any contact, no relationship and so on. But then, 1 or 2 people in the family know Mr. Felix and know Mr. Abon. Now, complication, entanglement, don't begin. There's a bit of, she is looking at her son. She's okay that this is Mr. Abon's son. This is my son, but this is Mr. Abon's son too. She has no problem. But there's one uncle and one auntie who are looking at, they know these 2 men. And they know that these 2 men have been in the life of this woman. And one of the aunties called her and said, hey, sweetheart, the way I'm looking at this your son, you need to ask questions. This your son, look at this boy's futures very well. I am seeing Mr. Felix in this boy. I am not seeing Mr. Abon, who is a father and who bears, because your child bears Mr. Abon's name. But I am seeing Mr. Felix in this child. And she herself is shocked. Because she knows that this is a matter she had trashed a long time, even before the child could become a fetus. She knew that she had treated it with a pill. She knew she had handled this thing with a tablet. Now, what's going on 6 years on? And when the auntie tells her, she looks at the son, and she's like, this is, she doesn't believe it yet. And a second person in the family tells her again, Lady, this young boy, the futures of this young boy, I know these two men have been in your life before. You are not a kid. Look at this young boy very well. I know his name is Ebong Jr. But this Ebong Jr. doesn't look like Mr. Ebong. This your Ebong Jr. is looking like Felix Jr. It's not looking like, it looks like the Thursday son, not the Saturday son. You slept with a man on Thursday and slept with another one on Saturday. This boy is looking like a Thursday boy. It's not looking like the Saturday boy. Because the Saturday thing you had with the man, this is not seeming like the Saturday affair. This is looking like a Thursday affair. And everything came clearly to her. She sat down as a mother of the child and she started to look at her son closer. And she started to see the things she had not seen before on the son. She started to look at the futures. And truly to her, she's like, truly this young man seemingly is growing and seemingly looking like the Thursday boy, who is Mr. Felix. This might be Mr. Felix, the Thursday boy. This might be the Thursday sex thing, not the Saturday sex thing, you know. So it began to worry her. She was disturbed psychologically. She's a woman that she wants to own her. She told me, I want to own my story. I wanted, because Mr. Ebong is a good man. He doesn't deserve it. I want to own up to this. He's not aware. The two men are not aware, but I'm worried. It was bothering her. It was boiling in her alone. And she was like, what if, what if, what if, what if? She went to Mr. Ebong. She gathered her courage and went to Mr. Ebong. And Jobara says, I took some pills one time, but turned to discover it did not work. Yes, so story day. She went to Mr. Ebong and said, Mr. Ebong, I have something to tell you. She related to Mr. Ebong. She said, Mr. Ebong, for those of you just joining me, I want to tell you something honestly. You are a good man. You are a good father. You deserve the truth. I slept with a certain Mr. Felix on Thursday. In a period when I was doubting whether I might be fertile, I could get pregnant. Then I slept with you after sleeping with Mr. Felix on a Thursday without protection. I slept with you on a Saturday without protection as well, 6 years ago. And I got pregnant. Hello to you, Annie. God bless you. And today, our son, this young man is 6 years old. But when I look at this young boy, something is telling me that this young boy might not be your son. It seems like this boy, I'm looking at the futures. Can you see it? The man is like, I don't give a damn about that. I love my son. He's my son. This is a boy I've known from your womb. This is my son. I can't have you tell me that story. I am not interested. I don't care. I don't give a damn. He's my son. I don't care what you're talking about. This young man is Ebong Jr. If you want to, in fact, the man thinks that she's bringing up a story to take away his son from him. He doesn't believe at all that maybe she's actually going through something. Because already psychologically she's tormented. All right. The man did not believe her. She did not accept. The man did not accept it. He refused to accept or to think that this young boy, 6 years on, might not be his son. So since the man doesn't want to believe and the man doesn't want to accept it, she took upon herself to go for a DNA test in a hospital in Douala. And so she went to the hospital. Unfortunately, the hospital told her they will not be able to do the tests because it's a whole procedure, right? There has to be some approval from, in fact, there was a bit of complication. There has to be some approval from this or that. You know, the other party has to be there. And in trying to inquire more, she was told by the hospital that DNA tests have brought the hospital too many problems. The laboratory told them the DNA things have brought them too many issues. So they don't even want to hear that thing. They are not sure they want to do this anymore. It's bringing too much headache. Meaning that her case is not the only case. Means the hospital don't see case. So they don't tire the cases. They don't want to do it anymore. her case is not the only case. And so she went back home disappointed because she was bent on wanting to find out who is the real father of her son. She herself is at the crossroads. She doesn't know who is the father. She doesn't know if the pill did not work. And she doesn't know if the pill worked. And that this her son is a Saturday sex boy son, or her son is a man she met on Thursday with Mr. Felix. The 2 days apart. She cannot differentiate between the 2 days apart who is a real father of her son. And so the question that we are asking today, and she's asking us today, should she go ahead with the DNA test to find out who is the real father of her son? And should she, if she finds out that this is the real father of her son, should it be disclosed to the both parents, like the both fathers? Because there's a man that the child bears his name already. Hey, Mr. Ebong is already, Mr. Ebong is carrying the birth certificate of this young man that is my son. So she's at the crossroads. And the question comes back to all of us. Why do women keep secret the paternity of their children? Paternity of women, of children in women. Why do women keep the paternity of their children secret from their men, or from the men that they have in their lives? Question mark. Now, that was a storyline. And Shasolini says, your mathematics failed, not the pills. If you didn't use the pills based on the rightful calculations, you have yourself to blame. All right, that's a good one. I hope that she's with us. I don't know if she's joined us already. I have not seen her coming yet. And Pastor Robert says that DNA is a scam. Our parents used to know a child is not their own, but still keep the child and love the baby. She said she's a nice woman with conscience. Others won't tell the truth. I love her courage. Wow. What a courageous woman. She should go ahead and do a DNA to free her mind. She needs peace of mind to do a DNA. Now, I like that all women, most of the women are telling me she should go ahead and do a DNA for her child. Now, but we have to ask ourselves the question, why do women keep secret the paternity of their children? What are the reasons why a woman would keep secret? Because it is said that only a woman knows the real author of her pregnancy. There's no woman that can say, I don't know the papa from her pikin. She might doubt, but she should be able to know exactly the real father of her child. She should know, a woman should know the real father of her child, because she should know when, except, even a prostitute who sleeps with so many men without using protection, should know that on this day I slept with this man, with this face, with this kind of body, and so on, because she sure knows when she's unfertile. Because if you're a woman and you don't know you're on fertile period, then you have a problem. Then you sure have a problem. Women that, a woman might not know when she got pregnant because she's maybe married and she's just with her husband carefree, so she doesn't know exactly when they did this thing and so on. But you wouldn't miss out on who did it. I don't think a woman will miss out on who did it. My sister, that cassava in Cameroon called pills don't work at times. Our sister said she got the pills from a concrete pharmacy, not this quarter boys. She went to a big, because she was really bent on having a child with a particular person in her mind, and she was disappointed with her own self for having done what she did with that guy. All right, she was disappointed that she actually slept with this guy. So she's like, she doesn't know. That's Pamela. She doesn't know the real father of her child. She wants to know the real father of her child. She's willing, but now the person that she attributed the child to, the man that she actually gave to as his father, the man is not also willing to go for a DNA test. He's not interested. He says he loves the child. It is his son, and he doesn't want to do he doesn't want anything else, but that is his son. He doesn't want to care to know if there's another man she slept with or not. She just wants to have him as his son. But she is trying to, like, I need to trash this out, because what if tomorrow something comes up? What will I tell my son? She wants to be able to give her son her real paternity. And she says the man is a good man and deserves not to be treated badly like that. He doesn't deserve to be given a child that is not his to take care of. That's why she wants to know the truth herself. These women need to stop keeping secrets and do what is right to be free in future, because what comes around goes around. I will not be interested if it was me. But for Pekin, I work take care who take care for Pekin. Now, there's something that is very deep today. Why do women, even after all, shockingly, now this is a single woman. Maybe we could say for some reason that single women could do as they want because they are single. But crazily, most of the cases we have heard about are married people, married men and women. How did a married woman have a child with her husband, and then tomorrow the DNA says that the man she calls her husband is not the father of her children? How it happened? Please, our numbers for calls, please. The numbers for calls, let me write the number here, please. Please take the numbers for calls. Let me give you the numbers to call us. Let me give you the numbers to call us on WhatsApp, please. WhatsApp is updating its terms. Let me give you numbers for WhatsApp, please. Somebody help us write it. 656-44-8266. Somebody help us write the numbers so that people can call us. 656-44-8266. WhatsApp number for calls, 656-44-8266. Please somebody help us put this number on the screen, please. +237-656-44-8266. Thank you, Schneider. That's the number for calls, please. We need people to call us and tell us what they think. Please say your mind. Please put 237 in front. Yes, so that others who don't know it's Cameroon, like we have many people following us from Nigeria and Ghana and Liberia, so that they'll be able to know, okay, that this is what is going on, so that they follow us and be able to call us too. We have the numbers on the screen for you to call us and give us your contributions. Or if you want me to invite you directly on live, please, you send your invitation and I will take you live directly and you tell us your mind. Now, the question I was asking us is, why is it that women decide to keep secret the paternity of their children from their real fathers? Now, another question I want to ask is, we might want to consider a single mom for trying to keep away paternity. But how come we have many cases? Because the people that are actually dying today, they said the men that are shocked to death is a man that married his wife, kept her as his wife, and had children, and then for some reason or another, DNA is proving that the children he calls his own children, 10 years on, 20 years on, are not his children. They are the children of his best friend, or the children of the landlord, or the children of a neighbor. How come married women have that so much courage to go bear children with men from outside and still be able to succeed to keep that secret for that long and still stick in that marriage, and the other man is still carrying a number 3 leg and moving freely on the streets, knowing that he has left children in the other home? What brings about all of this? You know why? Because in the African context today, all right, in my society where I come from today, it is a very, very serious problem. It is a very, very serious problem. This issue is a very serious problem. Parents have kept paternity issues from their children and the fathers to an extent whereby, yes, never helem never woman born pikin resemble landlord. Yes, never helem never woman born pikin resemble landlord. Parents have kept this secret to an extent whereby children grow up to a certain age, and then strangers start telling these children and start differentiating them. You are like this. That one is not your sister. Now, if you go to some families today, people are at daggers points. Brothers are killing brothers, sisters killing sisters, because they have grown to learn that this one is not from the same mother with me. This one is not the same father with me. This one is not. And oftentimes, some of these parents have died and gone. They are not there to even tell you people the truth. Oftentimes, the mother is dead and gone. She's not there to tell you people the truth. And you are all full-grown, matured, strangers on cousins and uncles or aunties that were there in the days who are telling you, your mother went and slept with so man, and that's why you are not a father. This one is not your father. There's wahala. Go to almost every African home. Out of 100 homes, at least 40 homes have this issue that I'm talking about right here. Because the mother kept the secret, and some of our fathers kept the secret as well. There are fathers I know that kept the secret. They knew that their wives went and had children from outside, but they kept the secret away from their children. But uncles knew it. Some other family members knew it, and they kept quiet. And then when the parents have died, or when one partner has died, the children have come of age, and then those uncles come in and begin to bring separation in the family. They begin to point, yes, it is happening, live and direct. It is happening. I know it. It is happening, something I know, not I've heard. The uncles don't open their mouth to say when the mother is alive. The uncles open their mouth to say when the father is alive. They wait when one parent is dead, and then they come in and they corner one of the child. See, oh, that one like that. You see this property like this. You don't have any entitlement to this property. Or that one like that is claiming to be the first child. She's not even the father. You don't have the same father. You don't. So there is total fighting. Maybe it does not come online. It will soon reach. We are hearing from Women country. This one is our own back home. It is terrible back home. One, because our mothers did these things. Then our fathers did not open up. Our fathers covered it up and kept it. But it was not a secret. It was not a secret. Our fathers covered it and did not cover it all. They covered it from the children. They covered it from the children only. There are some aunties and some uncles, their age mates who know the story. And they are there, they are alive. Some of them live for 100 years, so they know these things. They can still have it in their minds. For some reason or another that you will not know, they might want to translate that story to another child. Because these are secrets that can never disappear. The Bible says that nothing hides under the sun. I'm trying to bring to us the extent to which this paternity issue that we try to cover up, the extent to which it breaks homes. Please, anytime you feel like interrupting me and giving us a call, don't hesitate. Please, our numbers, the number is online. All right, call us online. Let me see. Let me keep this number. Let me pin this number on the screen. Our numbers are online, so anytime you feel like calling us, you call us and tell us the story and give your contributions. So I go back to my question to all of us. Why is it that parents, mothers, decide to keep that strong line? It's a very powerful line. Why is it that they decide to keep quiet with the paternity, something as deep as a true identity of a child from the child herself or for the child himself? Because I've seen the dangers it has caused some children. Some children went bananas when they discovered it. They could not accept it. They went nuts. They went crazy. They did terrible things. I'll be forced to remove this number from the screen because anybody wants to call me, let me unpin it because I need to read comments. I need to read comments. This other phone is not giving me the comments. I need to read comments. I've seen families where they have completely been torn apart and there's nobody to help them to fit the bits and pieces together. One thing is sure, in Africa, getting a paternity test is a whole problem. I don't know about some countries. I don't know whether it's a pap thing. I don't think it's a pap thing. One, the corruption in Africa, I cannot trust our paternity in this Africa. Because I don't trust our doctors. I don't trust our lawmakers. I don't trust many things. I don't trust the entire system of being authentic, first and foremost. So I want to imagine that the whole issue of paternity, DNA, is an entire problem in Africa. Talk less of try to get the procedure. You go once you follow, they will tell you no. You need to go bring you need to go bring a documentation. You need to have approval. It's a whole procedure. And then when finally you do it, what happens? Meanwhile, our mothers could just tell us the truth. We have mothers watching us today. I am a mother as well. The number is, let me give the number again, please. The number was on screen, but I had to remove it because it's blocking me from reading the messages. I'm sorry. Let me give us the number again, please. The number is +237. If you want to call us, +237 656 448266. That's our numbers. WhatsApp, that's a WhatsApp number for you to call us. But if you want to take you live, please just send me an invitation. I'll receive your invitation and I'll take you live. So there are two ways we can go through it on two ways. I'm saying this. I ask us the question. I'm asking the women the question. I'm asking women, especially the married women. What does it take for you, a married woman, to have so much courage that you are married and that you go have children outside your marital home, and you come back and sit quietly with those children and hang them on the neck of the man that is supposedly supposed to be your husband, that you bear his name, and you keep quiet for the next 10, 20 years you're going to be married together, and you don't corner any child of yours to hint that secret to any one of them. You don't tell anyone. You keep quiet, you seal your mouth, and some of them die with the truth. And then, trust me, something comes up, another thing comes up tomorrow, and people begin to discover the truth and know that truly this man is not my dad. He brought me up as my dad. I love him as my father. This man loves me as a child, but I am not his dad. So we are asking the women, what causes that kind of crazy courage? What causes that kind of crazy cementation of a negative demonic foundation that destroys children? Because I'm speaking from a deep place. That thing that women give birth to children outside their marital homes, and then they don't tell the children themselves nor the fathers themselves that this child not be a pikin or because he was other man. Because the mother knows the father of his child or her child. Okay, I have a call, please. I have a call. I'm going to answer this call. Hello. Please just hold on 1 minute, please. Hello. Hello.
Hello, can't you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very interesting topic, and I just want to share.
AUX mode.
Yes, please go ahead. Hello?
I don't know.
We are getting you, please. Hello?
Not as a parent. I am, my parents, I found myself in the same situation, but not as a parent. As I say, I am a child who comes from a normal family.
Yes.
But I am that type of child that I grew up. While I was growing up, I had a father and I knew that was my father. So, you know, certain things were happening in the house. We were 5 of us in the house, and I am the first. So,
are we hearing her, please? Do we hear our sister? Hello, everyone. Are we getting our sister, please? I want thumbs up if we are getting her. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, so we grew up, we were growing up together, 5 in the house, 5 children with a father and a mother. So certain things were happening in the house, but I couldn't understand what was actually happening. So I'm saying this because I heard you just said in your show that sometimes the parents might hide some information for the sake of the children. So in my case, it was exactly this case. So we were growing up, you know. So certain things were happening, like this discrimination among children in the house. I didn't notice this at that time until I had to know the story. I knew the story later on. But how I got to know the story was, I was around in Form 1, about 12 years, 12, 13 years between that time in Form 1. So one day there was this uncle who used to come around. He would take us to the store, buy things for me and my other junior ones, biscuits, sweets, and all these things. We knew him as uncle, you know. Every time he comes around, we were so happy. He was always sitting in one bar around our house, around the vicinity. So one day he came, and then we were happy. Uncle has come. When this day I went there alone, you know. He called me if he looked for a way out to get just my attention. So I went there, he bought me things as usual, and then he said he had something to tell me. I was 12 years then, 12, 13, I think. Then he told me he is my father. I was like, yeah, my father, how come? You know, I took the things and I went. So since that day, after about a week, this thing was always coming into my mind. Then every little thing that I started noticing before, the discrimination in the house, when something was done of that nature again, I will cry the whole day in the room and think about what that man said. I will cry the whole day. It happened for a while like that. Always crying when I noticed these little discriminations at that time. After the man said, the said father said what he said, you know. So one day my mother, I did something and I was well beaten by my mother. This day I was so sad, I cried the whole day. Then I called my mother into the room and then I told him this thing. And one thing also, when this man used to come around, my father was never there also, but I noticed the greetings with my mother and all those things, the smile, the talks, but my father was never around, he knew nothing. So I told my mother that this uncle who used to come and buy us things here, he told me he is my father. I don't understand, is it true? My mother was broken, you know. She was finished. And then I saw it, but she didn't tell me anything anyway. Then, from what I know she later on discussed that with my father, the husband. So, I mean, my father, my real father, we grew up with, not the man who told me the story. Though he's my biological father, but that time I didn't see him like my father. And for me, okay, I'm a grown person now. I think, you know, I always have it in my head, I have a biological father, but when I talk of my father, I talk of my father with whom I grew up with. So I know my mother, when they discussed this thing, and then after a couple of days, she came back to me, and then she told me, and explained the story to me. She said, before she got married to my father, when my father saw her and was interested, she was already pregnant with this. She had me already, this few weeks pregnancy. But she told my father that she was pregnant with my father. She went ahead and married her. Mm-hmm. So just to share my story, sometimes our parents, they hide these things, just like you said, not for the sake of the children, not because they really want to, you know. So my case, both parents were aware, but they hid it from us, the children, until that man told me what he said at that age. Then I asked my mother, and I know they talked together with my father, and then they decided to tell me. So, and also, from what I know, from what I understood, I know, just like you said, there were some relatives in the family who knew this story. Because after we grew up, after I've been a big woman or a big girl or so, I noticed certain things that were happening, certain talks that were always coming out from these aunties and uncles. Then I knew they knew this thing. But as of now, we're fine, we are okay. Unfortunately, both fathers are no longer alive, but we are very okay. I'm the first, and I play my role as the first child of the house, and everything is okay. So just to share my story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing the story with us. God bless you. It has really inspired us. All right, we stay on the topic, and we are going to follow comments. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much, sis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Now, that's a real life story, right? Our sister was very honest in her story. It's another similar story, but this one, her mother got pregnant a little before, because she brought in her story because I was talking about this situation whereby parents intentionally keep the secret from the children. And this can never be issue of a child. I don't know why it is never really a secret. There will always be an uncle or an auntie. There will always be somebody in the house that knows the real story, that knows the truth. And so now, before now, she was like, okay, whatever happened to her in the house, she didn't take it otherwise. Until the day that her real father disclosed to her that I'm your real father. That man is an adopted father, but I am your real father. Then she started noticing She started noticing that maybe some things she's been going through was a bit of a discrimination. And as she grew up, it didn't end there. The shock is, she's saying it today, it looks a little light because maybe she's outgrown that pain. But I think if we have to keep our sister down and ask her questions, she will tell you some things she's gone through which are hard to swallow. Because if this secret was brought to her by the mother and the adopted father she knew as her father, they sat her down and told her, trust me, believe me, she would have grown up with that thing differently. The pain I'm talking about is this thing that we get to discover our real father from PSA, from here and there, from strangers, from people we don't know, from DNA tests. Meanwhile, the real authors could tell us the real truth. Why are mothers keeping the real paternity of their children from them? That's the pain. That's the pain I'm talking about. Why does a mother not tell? Because I've seen homes where the mother knows that within her 4 children, this one, look very well. This is what some mothers do, but I've noticed in my research. Some mothers, they have 4 children. The first child is with their husband. The second is not with their husband. And the husband is aware that this second is not from them. The husband is aware that this second is not from them. Yes. So, what they do is, they try to catch up by pouring all their love on that love child. That one is called a love child. The child that they went and picked from outside. Okay, somebody is calling us. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Happy New Year. I don't know why this thing is not working today.
AUX mode.
Hello. Yes, sis. Happy New Year, sis. We can hear you right now.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to start first with the issue of the sister that you brought up.
Okay. The first sister.
The sister that brought a concern that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
She can go for a DNA test, but trust me, that child belongs to the random guy. You know why? Mm-mm. Sperms will make 5 days inside of a woman's body, whether you like it or not. And then she had to wait just for those few days for her ovulation to come. If the ovulation starts, the first sperm that has been there is going to be the one that will fertilize the egg.
Oh, women, are you listening?
The one that is coming after will not get the way. It would only come after, but it won't go. That's why sometimes some women will tend to have twins. But right now, that child belongs to that random guy. But at this point in time, she already knows. She thought she took pills. Let me tell you, a lot of pills back home don't work. If in America, some pills still means, what about back home? A lot of pills sometimes don't work for so many reasons. Sometimes you already take alcohol and it's so much in your system.
Yes. Yes, you have taken alcohol, and intoxicated your system, and so that pill does not work.
That pill will not work.
Whoa! Women.
The pill, you're just wasting your time. And the other thing, if you went and took the pill, and then you came and you missed timing, because these pills, I don't know if when they are buying it, they explain to them that it has a particular timing. It does. If you miss the timing of taking the pills, it won't work. But now she already handed over the child to this other man because she had the intention of having the child with the man.
Yes, and she slept with the man. She thinks that she slept with the man on that day that she knows that she was very, very fertile.
It's ignorant. Please, our girls back home, I want you guys to do yourself a favor. Study your ovulation cycle. Study how sperm work. Then you will always know the father of your child without even going for a DNA test. And another thing, please, girls, if you like to sleep with men without protection, do yourself a favor. Go to the hospital and get yourself on birth control.
Take off the bed, stop the bed control on the day you want to get pregnant and the right person you are ready. Even us married women, with our own husband, we take bed control. What about you people hanging out there? Bed control is good. Forget, in Africa, they will tell us, oh, bed control is not good, it's not
No,
this.
it
This
is.
is the cause of all this random stuff. Even in our own marital homes, we take bed control because we want to have the timing. We don't even have kids randomly. If I want my child, I want to have my child in summer, I want to have my child maybe in the bed just closer to my birthday. I might miss that day, but I might not miss the month. But back home, we just go sleeping from one man to another without condom, without bed control, and then we tend to mix up these kids and we cause confusion among men, and the next man is going to be looking for where to kill the other one. Please, let's stop some of these things. We can stop it by educating ourselves, going to this hospital, getting these bed controls, and helping ourselves, helping those men, helping the other women, helping your own family by not getting pregnant while you are home, except when you are physically fit to go get pregnant and have your own child with the right man.
All right.
But I want to beg her not to bring, because this girl is just going to cause confusion with these two men and bring a fight that is not going to end. The fight will not only affect this child, it's going to be a long one. So please, she should just leave that child where the child is. She knows it's the other man's child. Wait. You can tell the man if you want to, but you're going to cost this child a lot of things in life. You already keep that secret for long. If she was smart, she would have told that man that day. When you love a man, when it comes from the start, it's always good to be honest. The one that doesn't love you will go. The one that loves you will stay.
The truth about this particular girl is that it's not like she did not want to, she didn't think, she knew she took a pill, so she didn't even think that it could be the first man. It's as the child is growing and futures are coming up, and so everybody's like, this child doesn't look like the father, it looks like the other man. That's when she's coming to her reality that maybe it's the first man after all.
Yeah, that the reason is because back home we don't study the lifespan of a sperm, and we don't study our ovulation period. You don't know that your ovulation can still skip some days, or it can still come early. It can still even come within your menstrual cycle. Ovulation comes to nutrition and all this other thing. It depends what you eat for the month and your activities for the month. So we don't know. That's why we tend to have kids for the wrong people and give it to the wrong people. And then you end up hating all these family things that you're saying. So if all my advice for her, she should just know the child belongs to that first man. The second thing, she can have her peace. All this DNA in Cameroon is too complicated because sometimes men tend to go find the lab technicians.
That's right.
That they pay them, and it's causing a lot of confusion in the hospitals, and the hospitals don't want to face that anymore. It's not like here in America that you can just go to the store, buy that thing, swap it. Even rush to a bedroom, the child is sleeping, swap the thing, and then get the result. So she should just keep her peace and live it like that. But girls who are not in that situation now, if you don't want to fall in that same situation, get yourself bed control. If you're single, you like to sleep with a man without protection, when you're ready, just stop it and you will start having children. That's
all right. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you for that powerful contribution. Thank you, sis. We stay on the show. Thank you. Thank you. Our sister made something very pertinent here. I don't know if our first caller, our first storyline, our sister is saying something here. She says sperms can stick 5 days until it meets the egg to fertilize. So she's trying to respond to this our sister's story, because she's trying to do a DNA. And she's also saying something that some of these pills that we are taking, women take pills to fight pregnancy or whatever. If you don't follow the exact prescription, you will take it and it will not work. The sperm will be there. Once it meets the egg, it will fertilize. And she said something that I understood very clearly. She said the first man that went into her and released the sperm. The sperms are there waiting to meet the egg to fertilize. So the second man that came in, the sperms that come after cannot bypass the first one. I want ladies to, I don't know if everybody was listening to our sister. She explained it clearly. And it's because she's of the medical field. And I got it. So the second guy, with his sperms cannot bypass the first to fertilize the egg. No, the first goes first. And whatever is coming afterwards, when the other ones are already fertilized. So that's why she's concluding even that without any DNA, the child belongs to the first man. Because if she had taken any alcohol that night, before taking those pills will not work. So when you go take alcohol, you sip yourself whiskey and champagne and wine and all that, beer, you take that pill, it not gonna work. The sperm will be swelling up inside there, waiting for egg to fertilize. You know, and so now the question comes back to what Pastor Robert is asking: why should women move from one man to another? Our first storyline says, she says it was a fling thing, you know, a fling thing. Women always have that kind of excuse. I'm sorry, but then should we allow ourselves to get to that place? And but if we go there now, this first sister, she has come to her mind and she's like, wow, she was ignorant before, because from our sister's call, it means that you and I should not even be ignorant from the one that we get pregnant. We should not even be ignorant. In fact, before you get pregnant, a woman is not supposed to be ignorant. From what she has explained to us, we should be already able to know our menstrual cycle, know our fertility period, because she says that even the fertility period can be even during your menstrual cycle. It can come any day, any time. That's what she's explaining to us here. So it means that women have a full responsibility as to when they want to get pregnant, and as to who they want to get pregnant, and to how they want to get pregnant. And the advice which is saying, rather than just get pregnant any day, anytime, anyhow, we should be able to go to the hospital and take pills and take birth control. Because even married, I've seen families where women are married and they don't do birth control, and they have five children in 5 years. They have stopped their lifestyle completely because of children. The children are just lined up there like pigs. They don't have a life anymore. But let's come back to our topic. And Jobara is agreeing with us that this is good. I want to say this. The issue of DNA, like our sister just said to us, it is very complicated. But women can really know the DNA of their children before they even go to any doctor. Women can truly know the DNA of their children before they go to any doctor. But then, the reality is this, that women are keeping this paternity issue, they're making it look like a myth. And the long run problems caused by these secrets is too deep. We have already heard stories of a man that lost his mind and died because he discovered that the children were not his. Our sister Sophie Oben says some women don't have elastic pants, that's why they remove their pants anyhow, anywhere without control. Now, what is happening to the married women? If the single women are doing the same thing, what's going on with the married women too? Why are they doing this? Is it because the men that have in their homes cannot give birth to children? Mom, just hold on, please. Leave it like that. Maybe the women should tell us that the man I have in my house cannot give birth to children. That's why I decided to go outside, so I keep my marriage. Because I've also heard women say that they do that to keep their marriages. Because our men, we know that our African men don't like going to the hospital to find out what is wrong with them. They don't like it. So when the woman discovers that maybe the problem is for the man, they jump out, get a child and come and sit down quietly, and they pretend like the child was from the man. And then tomorrow, the story breaks out that the first child is from the man, the second is not from the man, the third is from the man, the fourth is not from the man, and then there's the total problems and confusion everywhere. But to our sister with the first story, our caller is advising that maybe she just lets it be as it is. She already knows that the child belongs to the first man. The child belongs to Mr. Felix and not even to Mr. Ebon. She should know already. because if she has listened very well to us, she should look back at the records. Sister, the day you slept with Mr. Felix, did you take alcohol that night? Were you on alcohol? When you went and did the act, and then you went back home, and then you bought pills, and you took them, was there alcohol in your system? If there was alcohol in your system, then there's no need for a DNA. That child belongs to the Thursday man, the one night fling man, the random guy. That is the father of your child. And so we are saying this. I stand for the fact that women should open up and stop giving the wrong paternity to the wrong people. Stop hanging on a man's neck a child that is not his and causing terrible conflict. Because in the long run, we don't know, it might be a medical problem. It might be some family, it must be something will come up. Something will come up. Some people have done it and succeeded, but something will happen. Something will happen sometime, someday. And it would bring total division and confusion in the house. I have seen families where when the children grew up to discover that one of them was not from their father, the one that was not from their father is in total trouble. Because he or she is being insulted and reminded all the time that she does not belong to that family, or he does not belong to that family. And this is very traumatizing. That's why you see some girls are into harsh prostitution and harsh drugs. Some guys are hardened criminals. They have this thing following them, but they cannot tell the world that this thing is plaguing my brain. I am what I am because I'm carrying this thing, this heavy burden on my heart. I woke up one morning and discovered that my father was not my father. And that's why I went into wild drinking or stealing, or I'm a highway armed robber. I want to let a car hit me, let me die. Because there's no meaning to this life. Because the mother kept this secret. And they heard it from strangers. The mother did not own up to the story. And oftentimes the children are even more disappointed because the man that they know as a father kept the secret too with their mom. And at some point the children are like, who do I trust? You can't even trust your own father to tell you the truth. Mom, this TV is going to fall. So I don't know, women are not talking on my show today. Women, we need to open up and tell the men, why are we keeping the paternity of our children a secret from the children themselves, who are the main actors in the movie, and then from the men sometimes. Because in my research today, I discovered that sometimes, even in the court of law, the court will want to impose the man that is currently the father to keep being the father because the child is an innocent child. The child did not ask to be here. The child did not ask to be here. The child did not ask to be here, and so the child deserves to know the truth. This infidelity thing is causing a lot of confusion. Now, I went asking some few women why they have children in their marital homes out of wedlock. Now, this is what I heard. You know, before I bring a topic, I always do research. Some authentic women told me, a lady told me, one of my children is not mine. But I'm going to explain to you why she's not mine, why he's not mine. I have 5 children, and one of them I know is not my child. And I'm like, how do you know? And she said this. She said, within the time of her marriage with her husband, there was an argument in the house. There was an argument in the house, and so she left the marriage for a while. She left the marital home for a bit, all right? So when she left the marital home for a bit, in that moment of separation, that's how she slept with another man. Pap, she discovered that she was pregnant. So she ran back to her marital home to cover up that pregnancy because she was not done with her marriage. She ran back now to her marital home to sleep with her husband so that it will cover up as though it is the husband's child. But in her mind, she knows that this child in my womb is not for this man. Is the other guy I slept with when I left my marital home. So some women, during the period of separation and fights and quarrels in the house, they seek solace in some place because women are very emotional. And that's why we keep repeating every day, women should stop being emotional. Because when you are a woman and you're emotional, men take advantage of that place where you are, you know. And so that's how she said she got, and many other women gave me the same, almost exact the same story. The moment when there was a separation, and I was sad, and that was how I was explaining to so, and then that's how it happened. And then I ran back to my husband's house because I wanted to cover up. And so they covered it up like that. And that's why some children are being told that they were born premature. Meanwhile, they were not born premature anything. This thing is deep. Some children have grown up. They are being told that they were born premature because the father of the house knows that the father knows when he slept with his wife. And so he knows when the woman should give birth. So sometimes they give birth before or after. They'll say premature. Now lie. The mother gave the wrong date. The mother knows when she got pregnant, but she has not told the husband the real date because she slept with another man. And Abu Klo says most African men believe infertility is only for women. My woman not be born. This pushes some women to have kids outside to save their marriages, and that's very, very, very true. African men always think that infertility is an issue of the woman. And that's why some women run out to go and bring children from outside. When they discover that it's a man that has a problem, they go and try it outside. Once they get pregnant, they just come and sit quiet. And you know, when you bring up a child, the child begins to look like you. Because the child is copying the way you talk. The first person the child sees is you. The child learns your faces, the way you talk, the way you move your mouth, the way you move your gestures. The child copies. There's no child that picks from outside. He picks from his environment. So the child picks your movement, your gestures, everything about you. They pick. So they begin to look like you, but you are not the real father. They begin to talk like you, act like you, because that's you they are seeing. But deep inside, other children with stronger futures, when they come out, the stronger futures will come back, maybe in character, in voice, in action, is the man they have right now as a father. But somebody who is deep will know that this one, this is not your child. So women need to own up to avoid the fights. Rosaline Oben says some women, some of them are sometimes ashamed to say who the father is because they are ashamed of the same man who got them pregnant. Now, there's something I need to tell us ladies. If only ladies could understand the effects, the consequence of keeping secret the paternity of a child, they will own up to their story and tell their children the truth. I have seen children who have suffered tremendous psychological torture to the point of going mental, to the point of running sick, mad, prostituting highway bandits because they discovered the truth about their real paternity from total strangers, not from the mother who gave birth to them. The mother hid the secret from them. They want to know that madman that was their father. They want to know him. They just want to know the real man that is their father. Whether it was a madman, whether it was a handicapped man, whatever he looked like. But their real identity, they want to know it. No matter where the guy came from, no matter where the man came, no matter where they did it, whether you did it was in a car, in a river, in the air, wherever, they don't care. They just want to know the man that from where they are, from whose groins they came into the earth. That is what a child wants from a mother. Because when you die, you have left this child with an everlasting and eternal psychological torture and torment from within them and from around them. Worse still, when aunties and uncles pop in, when cousins and nephews pop in, some of them don't tell their other sisters because somebody has called them, like our caller that called us and told us the father told her, but she was able to face the parents. Some of them, they have been told they don't know how to face their parents and they are keeping it to themselves without telling anyone, and they are behaving funny because something is eating them up. Something is chopping them. Something is gradually killing them by the minute. And that thing that is killing them is that secret that their mother held from them. And sometimes in compliance with their father, the man they know as their father, the father too keeps it from them. Some men do it to save their marriage, to save his marriage. He knows that the wife slept out. Some men keep it because they beat their wife that day she left the house. They beat their wife that day she left the house. They did something terrible to their wife that day she left the house. There was something crazy they did to the woman. They are guilty about the act they did at that time. So they are trying, they love their wife all the same, but she went and did something grievous, but they have found it in their heart to forgive the woman, to the extent of forgiving her and accepting her back, even though she got pregnant. So they want to save their name and save their marriage. But they are forgetting that there's somebody in the middle there, the innocent child. That child deserves to know the truth. That child deserves to know the truth, because no matter what DNA says, there's a truth that comes from the mother and the father of that child. There's a truth from the mom and the dad, no matter what DNA will say. Because I, for one, I don't trust no DNA. Me, I don't trust no DNA here. Maybe in some other country, but not here. I will not trust it. I will not trust any DNA. And William says, I've been looking for my son, conceived sometimes in 2008, in 1981. Problem in the outside there. There are so many problems out there. Some other man is looking for his own child. Others have abandoned theirs. Now, there are some cases where a woman doesn't, and if you're joining me, please, I don't know how many minutes we have, but we're not going to be long. We have 13 more minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, we are done. Some other women have not given the real paternity of their children when I did my research, because they say that the man got them pregnant and abandoned them with the pregnancy. And so they decided that they were not going to tell their children their real father. So each time the child asks, where's my father? They just bring up a story, blah, blah, blah. They have even traveled and gone other, because they don't want to show the child the real father. But they know the father is someplace. Others say they are not showing their children the real fathers because the father are married men. So the shame of a married man and all that. So they are keeping that away from the child, the real father of the child. Sometimes they lie like the father is dead or the father is not alive and so on. They are trying to hide it, you know, because the father is a married man. The shame of, you know, all of that, and that the child might bring a lot of problems. They have gone through a lot. They don't want to tell the child who the father is. Some because they were dumped by the man. And other women say that the ones that are married, they say they can't say it because one thing is sure, the husband is sterile. The husband is impotent. And so because most husbands are impotent and they have decided to be dumped, so the woman goes and brings children from outside and is keeping it. Now, I know some of these things. I know people that I know that these children don't belong to this man. But I will never say it. I will not, because I don't want confusion. But I think that every mother deserves every child deserves to know the real paternity, his real identity or her real identity, where they come from at some point in time. And I think that for me, our sister trying to find out the real father of the child, she's right. It's better we sort it out now early than leaving it when it gets out of hand. And Sister Evelyn says that we are in a world that everything is under the sun. So be careful when bringing in strange kids into your marital home. Because if your husband makes a mistake and travel abroad, her embassy will reveal to him at the airport at your... Are you guys hearing the extent of this thing? At the embassy, it will be disclosed that the child is not your own. No? And Glory Paul Ngwashiri is saying something here. My family has this issue and I'm hitting hard on my father. Let him and his wife tell the truth to these children. They keep hiding. Are you getting this thing? This thing is a very serious issue. There's a serious problem here. Especially when it comes to a house where there's property involved. There are some things that need to be given. The responsibility has to be given to some people. And there are people that need to take care of things. This issue of you are not, me and you are not one papa, me and you, is a serious problem in our homes in Africa. Because since we cannot go for DNA, uncles are saying that this one like this, you and her are not the same father. You and this one are not the same father. You and him. There's a lot of confusion. And oftentimes some parents have died. And other times some parents are there, but they have taken needle and sewed their mouths. They will not talk because they don't want to bring shame. So who should carry the shame? The innocent children should carry the shame. Women, we need to open up and tell our husbands, the real parents or the real father of our children. I've seen women who have dragged men abroad in courts over child support, and they know very well that that child is not that man's child. I have seen it. Women have boldly dragged women up and down in court, carried them up and down, done terrible things to them, child support here and there, but they know very well in their hearts that that child is not that man's child. Because they know that by nature, the African man, by his real nature, all this scientific DNA, all this, it is not really it's not their thing. We are grabbing these things from the Western world. Our real nature has this communal attitude. The African man, if he doesn't want to take up a child, he will not. But when a man accepts a child, he accepts, he doesn't want to think outside the box. I'm a pikin. They have that mentality. So when you just cut up one man and say, I'll get belle, I don't carry belle, now you give me belle, they just, okay, yeah, all right, it's my child, all right. So they just take it. But when you start telling them they need to go DNA, it's crazy. Some of them even they know that, they might know that it's not their child, but they don't want to do it because they know they've already accepted in their head that this is my child. It's very difficult for them to refuse that responsibility after they have accepted. Those who have decided. So I've seen cases, there are people who have called me and told me stories that they wept when they were telling me. How women have dragged them in courts and child support, and these women knew very well that this child was not their child. But because they saw in them that man that they can drag around and grab some money, and they did all of that. So I'm asking us women, this thing comes back to us, how will get plenty courage for the extent? What about the child involved? Now, women, I want to say something today. There are some children today that they are up here, they are not okay. Because you, mama, did not tell her the truth. You covered it up by loving her more than all your other children. It can never make up to the true identity of that child. No matter how much love. Because I've seen women that they cover it up by loving you more than the other children. They try to cover it. They try to pamper you more. They try to give you the best. Now lie. That is not enough. The real thing is you need to tell that child their real identity. Who is their father? Let it be that their father is not there for them, is not responsible, doesn't care, but they should know that my father is that one. They should know that my father is that one. This is outright wickedness. There's a man, I was doing the research and the man said something to me. Let me read. The man said that, what did he say? This is how he said it. He said, this is a common kind of theft by women. That is the cheapest kind of theft a woman can give to a man. That women that do this, they are the cheapest thieves on the earth. That is, you make a man own the responsibility of a child that you know that this is not their child. You know it very well that this is not their child, but you give it to them and you make them drag them around over that child as if they were the father. The man says, this is the cheapest kind of, you are the cheapest thief on earth. As you are, I don't know how to, the man did not even know how to tell me what it says. And another man calls it brutal slavery. So you are enslaving the man. This is brutal slavery. You make the man go through slavery because you are making him take care of what is not his own. Because you would seize it from him. The day that it will come out that is not his own, they will take him away from they will take the child away from him. Even God na businessman. If you don't love God, you are on your own, he's on his own. It's simple. What more of you and I? Yes. So any man that is taking care of his child is an investment. He's doing this because he wants his child, he loves his child, he wants the child tomorrow to be the one to hold his hand. So you bring this man, you make him a slave over your children, and he's not the right, you have not told him, he's not aware, and he's not the father of the child, and you are doing this, and you are boldly doing it. That is brutal slavery. A man calls it brutal slavery. You are making him a slave over people that he doesn't own. Because all of the energy, the time, the investment, and everything else. Now, I followed another story, and the man said he was with this woman for 9 good years. 9 good years. Paternity fraud. It is a big time fraud. This is very, very demonic, and this is wicked by any woman. Now, 9 good years. 9 good years, he took care of the little girl as his own. Until one day, it came out that this girl was not his. Because he discovered that there was another man always hovering somewhere. And in trying to find out, discovered that the man was coming from way back. And so that was how he landed them in court. And they went to court, and they followed the case in court. And it ended up showing that they had to go for the DNA tests. And when they went for the paternity tests, he was not the father of the girl he had brought up for 9 years. The girl he took to school every day. The girl he put to bed every day. The girl he took care of every day. The child he knew this. He had sacrificed his life for 9 years bringing up his daughter. And at 9, he was told that this child is not your own. But he refused to release the paternity of the child. He refused to sign off the birth certificate. He insisted that he was the father. It's true, the DNA shows that the other man is the biological father is there, but he refused to release the birth certificate of the child to the courts. He refused. But then, come and see where women, no, come on, women, come on. I'm a woman too, come on. He was still trying to grapple with how to tell this girl that the other man is your father. I am not your father. Because he still kept the girl with him. Her room was still there. He was still trying to fix it in his brain until they broke the news to him that the woman he had been living with for 9 years, with a child of 9 years, was going to marry the father, the biological father of that child. Ah, women, come on, man. This is brutal slavery. I will not blame that man for using that word. This is brutal slavery. Not only she kept the secret from the adopted father for 9 years, but when the man discovered that the child he brought up as his own for 9 years was not his, the woman still decided to quit him, divorce him, and go and marry the original biological father of that same child. Not when a suicide, not when a die. Not a death warrants for that man. And Tumasa says some women do this if the man refuses to get married to them, so she can keep the man. According to some women, this is the best way to get a man. This is wicked. In all what happens, there's something I noticed. There's a selfishness of the parents involved. I know what I'm saying. There's a selfishness of the men involved. There's a selfishness of the women and the men involved. What about the child inside? Do you know what becomes of this child tomorrow? When a child grows up and discovers that they don't have an identity, what you are doing to that child is you are taking away the child's identity. My father is dead. That's all right. I have a dad. He's dead. That's okay. My mom, I have a mom. He's dead. That's okay. That's fine. My mom is dead. But growing up, this is my mom, this is my dad. And then suddenly, no, they are not your mom. They are not your dad. Whether they are dead or alive, they are not. So who is my mom? So who is my dad? It's like you are coming from a tree. No identity. You go trek for middle road now, motor go jam you. You will not be aware where you are going to. You can even travel Douala Yaoundé on foot. You are not aware what's going on. they might not say it. Like I hear some men, they kill some women and kill themselves. Women, they say the woman is the mother of humanity. But if this is how we are supposed to be mothers of humanity, then we are the destroyers of the same humanity. We are destroying humanity. If bringing a child to the world means bringing and stealing back away from them, you brought them and then you took away out, because when you take away a paternity from a child, you have taken the content out of the child. You are leaving the child empty. Let the child know, this is my dad, but he's an irresponsible man. Let them just know like that. My papa that may not like you, you don't get your time. She knows that that's my dad. He doesn't care. She can handle that otherwise. That's your dad, but he's married. Okay. My dad is married. Okay. That's your dad, but you know. But you took time, 9 months, kept him or her in your womb, brought him or her onto the earth, and took away their paternity. You took away every content from that child. You leave empty gongo. Now noise that picking day. There's nothing inside. So you are not a mother of humanity. You don't deserve to be called a mother. No sense of belonging. You can't even identify your auntie. You can't identify your uncle. You don't know again who to hold on to. And in some families, it's bad because once that news comes out, some uncles have been keeping it. They have been pretending. When you come visiting them, they're just looking at you. Because they know that you're not their child. This thing is very critical in Africa. They know you're not their child. And you know Africans don't know how to pretend. They know they are not their child. They know that this one, the mother got him from where, who knows. That time that she ran from the marriage, she came back pregnant. We know now. So when you come, even your grandmother, you're calling grandma, you just, grandma embraces everybody, but when they come to your own turn, they just do like this. You're like, And then the day the story pops up, you look around, you see how everybody's turning their faces. You look around, you don't recognize no uncle, no auntie. The people you call grandma, grandpa, uncle, no, but you don't recognize. Now everybody knows the truth is out. Everybody, go and find your family. They just turn their backs on you. You need that one person that is smart enough that will hold you and tell you, now different papa, but now they say mommy will get them. So you are seeing my blood. You need that one person to hold you. If you don't have, most of them go mad. David says he's looking for a wife. You need to tell us what kind of wife you want. Tell us what kind of wife you want. Just tell us the description and somebody will get to you. Just write, you need a wife, this age, this, that, with children, no children, that from this tribe or that. Just say it clearly. There's no problem. On Akimbo, we do this straight up, straight away. We don't, complicate it. So just say it. So maybe some woman might be interested. And yesterday I told my husband that if some woman could only know their value, the power God gave them, this world will be a better place. And he was silent. And later you are right. And say later you are right. Women know your values and know your worth. Mothers listening to me. We have one caller that called us and gave us something very critical that we don't need to overemphasize on this topic. If you are looking at your children on your own, you know when you did what and how you did it. If you are looking at those children on your own right now, as I'm talking to you, you know when you did what. Our sister said this. It is enough for a man to sleep with you and the sperm stick in your womb for 5 good days. 5 good days waiting to be fertilized. And she says that when those sperms go ahead and stand, the other sperms that come after cannot bypass this one. The first ones that come must go through first. When they go through, before the second one is coming. All right? They go through first. And so, trust me, if you slept with a man A, those sperms at that time, they stuck in you. And you went and slept with man B, 5 days later, trust me, man A is the father of your child. Don't get it twisted. Don't even crack your head for go look DNA. Don't complicate it. Start looking at how and why and how you will solve the problem. For the sake of the posterity of that child, because your child will bury you, you will not bury your own child. They will live longer than you. for their own future, for their own sanity. So they don't repeat the same mistakes to avoid future fights over properties, over who is who, over who owns what, over who belongs where. This is worse to an extent where, in the cases of a girl child, in a typical African tradition, it happens if you are a girl child and you thought that the man who brought you up was your dad, and then it was later discovered that he was not your dad. The day you're getting married, if the man who brought you up as your dad collects your diary, the original author of your original author, your original father, can pop up and say that he was the one to collect that diary. This thing is very serious. So the original father will pop up that no, he was the one to. This is what brings witchcraft in African homes. Some women have not given birth. This is the reason why they have tied the womb in the village. They have not told them. Nobody's telling them the truth. The uncles and aunties, they are aware of this truth. The original papa is waiting for the bride price. They have come and given 10 goats, 10 cows, 10 ram, 10 yam, 10 this to this other man. Meanwhile, the man who says that he's the one, he was his groins that released you, is expecting bride price. Now your life is a mess. You don't have an identity. Worse still, the day the woman dies, come and see her that fighting cops. The cops is supposed to be buried here. No, this is the father. No, there is confusion from the day you were conceived till the day you were born, till the day you will die. Mothers need to own up and straighten these things to spare your children embarrassment, disgrace, and all this torture and torment. Because in the African context, it's even worse. If you like, go and marry. The day you will die, they will come. The other people say, we collected bribe. You collected bribe price, we will bury cops. You become like wood. They'll be dragging you like property up and down. Even your cops will suffer. Yeah, I don't know if somebody is trying to be asking to be invited. Okay, I've approved somebody. A sister wants us to take her on. I've approved your invitation. Please, you can join us if you receive my approval to join us on live and talk to us. 2021. Women, we need to set the record straight. Embassy, they wait you. Uncle and auntie, they wait you. Abroad, they wait you. You don't know where it will hook up on your neck. Speak the truth while it is still early. Because when it gets too late, your own son might pull a trigger on you. Your own daughter might turn her back on you for life, and you will die out of chagrin. You will die out of stress. Stress will kill you. I know the pain. I have witnessed the pain that children who don't know their real identity and they are picking it from uncles and aunties that throw it back to them as insults. Trust me, some of these children have discovered it by true insult. Sorry. You go to a meeting, people sit in a gathering, and every child stands up to talk. Every child stands up to talk. You stand your own to talk. They say, "Ah, get out." When people are talking, you be who for here? Come over there. You are looking around and nobody is talking. They are kicking you out. The family you think is your own, they are telling you, sit down. Sit down. Are you ever? You get to ask questions. Why is he shutting me up? What's going on? They are indirectly telling you are not a member of this family. Your father is from somewhere. Some people have heard it through insults. It was thrown to them like that. After 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Women, if it means doing the DNA, let's do the DNA. Children deserve to know their true identity. We need to tell our children, even if it means you cornering your child and telling your child the truth at some point and begging them to keep it, to save your marriage as you want to save it. Let them know the truth, at least for themselves. A child deserves that. If not anything else, only that. They deserve to know the truth. The pain is too deep for any child to grow up not knowing the real father that brought him to the world, the real groins that brought him out to the world. it is too deep a pain. I encourage my sister who wants to do a DNA for her son. But I think that says if you listen to us today and listen to the advice, you don't even need a DNA. After this topic today, you can know who is the father of your child. If you took pills that night and you took you took pills that night and you took alcohol that night, I'm sorry. Felix is the father of your child. The man you slept with on Thursday is the father of your child. You don't need to go far. So maybe you need to own up to your story and tell the parents, the fathers involved, the truth early. Because making the child love one man and the man is taking care of that child, there's a man that calls it brutal slavery. He says it's a brutal slavery and it's the cheapest sort of theft by a woman from a man. That's you are the cheapest thief on the earth. That's like it's like saying the woman is, you are the scum of the earth. That's you are too low graded as a woman. You don't have no worth for you to do that. Because there's no way the man said there was no way he could classify a woman that could think of making another man take care of a child that is not his, and she knows that, you know, the child is not his. I think somebody wants to come on. I've approved Judith. I've approved you, Judith. If you want to join us and say something, I've approved you. Please come on and tell us what you think. If you want to come online, you come on. If you want to call us by WhatsApp, you call us. We are almost going out of the topic already. We are almost closing up on the topic. And Sister Evelyn says, here we are talking and laughing, but this thing is not funny. It is not funny. Sorry. Sister Edith, please answer your call. It's not funny. Okay, I thought you asked for a call. All right. A friend went to Cameroon to make his kid's document just to realize one is not his. And only at the embassy this truth came out, and he was so confused and came back, and he is still going through it. Women, if you pick a man, close your legs to others. There are so many women out there. Stop being greedy that you sleep with anything you see in the name of a man. This is so disgraceful. Truly, trust me, sister, what you did was disgraceful. But you have already done it. You don't already do it. The act has been committed. The truth has to be revealed. You need to tell the child needs their true identity. I stand for the fact that women have to tell their children their true identity, where they come from. You have done the disgraceful act. It is done. The act has been committed. We can't go back to it already. You had a man and you went and slept with another man. You are a married woman, you went and slept outside your matrimonial home. It was a fling. It was a one-night stand. It was a night your husband got you angry. It was a night your husband beat you up. It was a night your husband, I don't know what he did. But you've done it. And the child came in. And the child chose to come in at that time to correct your brain. So that child doesn't deserve the punishment of not owning their identity because of your careless attitude or because of your mess. I read something like a few days ago. The girl made a test and found out that her father, who she knows as her father for 32 years, is not her father. Okay, now. Oops, I want to read this comment and it keeps... Oops, I want to take that comment, but the comment keeps not coming up. And I can't read the comment here. When the father found out, he just left and committed suicide. Now, this is the extent to which we bring this issue takes us to. It takes people to death. The parents involved, they die. Suddenly, the children involved, they commit suicide. Some go on drugs, some go mental. Some women, let's own up our stories and let's tell the truth about our children. I would rather a woman proudly says, I have 4 children with 4 fathers, and let each child know their father, than having 4 children from 4 different fathers and giving one man the slave work of owning those children. Meanwhile, he's not the father of those children. I would rather you stand up tall and say, my 4 picking 4 papa, 5 picking 5 papa, yes, than gathering these children and giving to one man. Meanwhile, he's not even the father of one, or maybe he's the father of just 1 or 2. Women, let's be wise. All right? We have picked some things today. We have learned it. This topic is deep. I'll bring this topic again some other time. I'm already very emotional about the topic because there's some things I've gone through and I've experienced, which I never knew that there will come a time when we can have a topic like this. So I'm getting a little bit emotional on this topic. It's a very, very deep thing. I don't know, somebody's trying to, hi everyone, good evening and happy new year. Oh, Achungo, we are already going out already. Sorry, you just watch a rebroadcast. This topic is very deep. Parents, let's spare our children their sanity, their joy for tomorrow. Tell them now the truth. Tell them the truth now. Because even when you get up to discover that maybe your brother might not be your brother, even you are not comfortable. You want to find out. You are constantly asking yourself questions. Who is the father of my own brother? This brother like this, so it's not my brother. It's total confusion in the house. It is everybody is involved. It's not only the person that is not the father that is a problem, but even you that you are also even doubting yourself. Maybe me too. This man might not be my father too. It's a serious thing. It's deep. Women, don't die with this secret of paternity for your girls. Let the DNA go on for those who believe and trust that the DNA is honest. But in this country, I don't trust it. But the mother should know the real father of the child. There are some women that even doubt the father of their children because they slept with one man and the man refused categorically until to an extent where it's like they even drag him in a cup. I know women like that. That they slept with a man and the man refused. They know that that's the only man, but the man refused so hard. So an extent where they are even doubting themselves. That's another story for another day. God bless you. Be the woman that you want your daughter to be. I keep saying it. Be the woman that you want your daughter to be. Spare your children the confusion of their future by taking away from them, bringing them on the earth and taking away from them the contents that makes them and that gives them substance to be human beings. Bringing a child on the earth is not enough. It's not enough. Many women are doing it. Many women get pregnant and they carry that child 9 months and they give birth to that child and bring up the child. We have presidents. Women have brought up children to presidents. Women have brought children to ministers. They have brought children up that have become big names. So it's not a new thing. But when you bring up a child, you take away the child's identity. You have taken away the content of the child. So you have brought out an empty vessel. You are living an empty vessel on the earth. You have brought a nuisance to humanity. So there's a problem with you and not even the child. So you are the source of that problem. And so you cease being the mother of humanity. Let's think about it and let's do the right thing. God bless you. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Thank you for having me and thank you for joining me. Let's meet again next week, Thursday, and let's meet again next week, Tuesday, for French version and Thursday for the English version. Thank you so much. My name is Irine Bara. I love you all. God bless you. Be a good wife. Be a good woman. Don't be the Panadol woman. Don't be the Panadol wife. Don't be the headmistress. Just be a good companion. God bless you. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless you. Thank you for being on the show tonight. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you too. Thank you, Jobara. Thank you, Schneider. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye, Mirabelle. Bye-bye, Mirabelle. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. See you. See you on Thursday. See you on Tuesday. See you on Thursday.